Mahrez magic as Man City march on into FA Cup final and talk of the treble intensifies. London, a Riyad Mahrez hat-trick earned Manchester City a place in the FA Cup final and kept their treble hopes alive. Sheffield United matched Pep Guardiola's side for a large part of the first half but were eventually beaten 3-0. Mahrez scored a penalty late in the first half and added two more after half-time. Report: Man City 3-0 Sheffield United. Highlights: Magic Mahrez puts Man City in FA Cup final, US only. Guardiola made changes to his team ahead of next week's pivotal Premier League fixture against Arsenal, but City, who had lost their past three FA Cup semi-finals, still had too much for Sheffield United, who can turn their attention back to winning promotion from the Championship. Rapid reaction. 1. Mahrez steps up for much-changed City. City are on one of those runs when everything seems to be going right. For example, Guardiola took the opportunity to rest Ederson, Ruben Dias, John Stones and Kevin De Bruyne against Sheffield United on Saturday, and in their absence a player who has had to wait for his chance stepped up at a crucial moment. Mahrez hadn't scored since February and was on the bench for both legs of the Champions League quarter-final against Bayern Munich. Yet he was picked to start at Wembley and scored a hat-trick to keep City on course for a treble. The Algeria international's second goal was a wonderful solo effort, which speaks to the confidence flowing through Guardiola's team wherever you look. Upcoming opponents like Arsenal and Real Madrid have reason to be worried. Stream on ESPN+, FA Cup, La Liga, Bundesliga, US. City could even afford for Erling Haaland to have one of those days when even the briefest touches of the ball seemed hard to come by, but when you've got players like Mahrez waiting in the wings, it doesn't really matter. Guardiola will perhaps be annoyed at their first-half performance, though it turned out to be a game they won comfortably without breaking much sweat. The bigger picture is that City are into the FA Cup final and key players have been rested ahead of Arsenal's visit to the Etihad Stadium, the Premier League's likely title decider, on Wednesday. 2. Guardiola can't run away from treble talk much longer. Guardiola doesn't want to talk about it, but the treble is on. Arsenal's mini-collapse in the Premier League means the title is in City's hands. They're into the semi-finals of the Champions League and remain favourites to lift the trophy, and now they've booked a place in the FA Cup final. After 8 months of a uniquely hectic season, only 12 games separate City from a place in history. A feat achieved only once before by Manchester United in 1999 is in their sights. Editor's picks. Haaland's form and a red-hot attack. How Man City bucked the trend, for now, of slumping big clubs. 2D Bill Connolly. Arteta cannot wait for a must-win Man City clash. 1D James Ollie. Cristiano Ronaldo, Neymar left unverified on Twitter Blue, but Real Madrid pay up for players. 2D Chris Wright. Guardiola will try to play it down as much as possible between now and the end of the season, even attempting to laugh off a question about it at his weekly news conference on Friday. Yet he will know, deep down, that his team have given themselves a wonderful chance of doing something that he's previously said is practically impossible. For all the silverware amassed since Guardiola arrived in Manchester in 2016, lifting the Premier League, Champions League and the FA Cup in a single campaign would represent his greatest success in England. You could even argue it would dwarf anything he has done before as a manager at Barcelona and Bayern Munich. 3. Sheffield United miss chances to make City sweat. Sheffield United have other priorities this season, namely clinching their return to the Premier League, but their fans will head home from London thinking about what might have been. What if Iliman Ndiaye had tucked away his golden chance after just 88 seconds? What if Daniel Jebbison had stayed on his feet rather than lunging at Bernardo Silva in the penalty area trying to reach a ball he was never going to win? City might still have won, but if you're going to beat them, key moments need to go your way. Unfortunately for Sheffield United, the moments went the way of Guardiola and his players. The truth, though, is that a trip to Wembley was a nice bonus during a season in which returning to the Premier League was the aim. Manager Paul Heckingbottom has got his team on the verge of securing the second automatic promotion place in the Championship, and they only need one more win to get over the line. When Mahrez scored City's second goal early in the second half and all hope of a cup shock was lost, the Sheffield United supporters rose as one to chant, "The Blades are going up." Barring an inexplicable collapse, they'll have Premier League fixtures against City to look forward to next season. Riyad Mahrez, FW, Man City, didn't start either game against Bayern Munich in the UEFA Champions League, but he did score a Wembley hat-trick to earn City a place in the FA Cup final. İlkay Gündoğan, MF, Man City. It was a risk from Guardiola to start without a recognized holding midfielder, but Gündoğan plugged the gap. Stefan Ortega Moreno, GK, Man City, made a crucial save from Njai after just 88 seconds. Daniel Jebbison, Street, Sheffield United. It was his moment of madness in conceding the first-half penalty after Sheffield United had worked so hard for 40 minutes. Iliman Njai, Street, Sheffield United. He really should have taken his chance to put the championship side ahead inside the first 90 seconds. Erling Haaland, Street, Man City. A rare off day for the Norwegian striker, but it didn't matter.